Yeah.
What can we do to keep Eros alive?
Something we need to consider is the attraction. And when we talk about that, I know that, everybody's so attuned to the physical in the sense of physical attractions, and that may be part of it, but that's not the only part. You have to be mindful of the things that attract you, the attraction that is there, and you work at that. You find out that this goes a long way just in the sense of you maintaining some affection.
Absolutely.
I think that is something that definitely misses with couples who've been married, especially sometimes. Then the last thing, again, is the simple word attention. So, again, we're saying that
we got attraction, affection, attention.
3 A's, yeah, 3 A's. But what we'd say is this. Yes, there's a place in your life that you recognize that, man, I gave it attention before. So if you're kind of out of love, or you fallen out of love, you're not in love, we'd say, really, what are you giving your attention to? Your home, it matters. You're there to make a difference.
Well, it's Home Matters Day. We're glad you're with us. Home Matters Podcast.
Always glad you're with us.
Brought my husband today. This is Eric Boggs.
Yep.
Glad you came with me.
That's my girlfriend right there. Hey.
And your wife for
39 years. Wow.
Yeah. We just had an anniversary.
Sure did.
That's crazy, isn't it? I can't even believe it. But
yeah, it's flown
man,
by.
Welcome to Home Matters Podcast.
Let me just say it. If we made it 39 years, so can you.
Absolutely.
Nothing special about either of us when it comes to, having it all together. We're committed to the way that we felt like God
has been good and gracious and kind and stayed with us, right?
Sure has.
We've tried to stay with him. That makes all the difference in the world. So.
Everybody says, I want God on my side. I want to be on God's side.
Yeah, that's good.
We want to pull God over on no, I want to be on God's side. When you find
His way
always works. Yep.
His way works.
Yep.
Man, we're so glad you joined in.
You didn't mention Marriage Matters. I know the block is
days away. I'm honestly not sure if there are rooms left at the hotel or not, but
still
you can go to homematters.family. You can go to Beach Springs. .org to the website, get some information there, and even if our room block is closed, you can still attend there. But we would love for you to go with us. Thank you actually for joining in today with us. Right?
We it kind of ties right into what we're talking about, because again,
we're talking about love.
Yeah, we're talking about love, but what I talk about a lot of times is in love after the I do's.
That's right.
And that's one of the drives,
after
I think,
39 years. What about that?
Yeah, but it's
still in love?
Oh yeah.
Good. I need
crazy
to know.
in love. And but the thing is that's kind of one of the drives of what we do, I think. And again, we've kind of got an outline of something we worked at and hadn't written much this year, by the way. But again, it's something that we believe that you can that can stay, that you can keep, and that's just simply this. I hear a lot of people. I've dealt with a lot of people through the years that just say, "I just don't know if I love him.
Don't feel like
I don't know if I love
anymore.
her. We're not in love. I love him. I may say I love him or I love him. I'm just not in love."
And I mean, how many times have we heard couples say that? Like couples that still, I mean, they care for one another to the extent that they don't want to see something bad happen to them, but they just have lost that, what they call that in love feeling.
Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's sad, because again, the reality is there are probably a lot of people out there that you may be maintaining a relationship and a marriage. You're not talking divorce or anything, but you still may be missing.
Missing something.
The aspect of you feel like you still got it. Can I say it that way?
Yeah, you can
as
say
a married couple.
You want to.
And when it comes to that, you have to look at first what we're talking about when it comes to love. And I think if you go back even biblically and even look at language, there are different words that we picked up from the original, the Greek, and it that tells us what love is, and we find that they're basically 4 words that were in that language. The first one was this word called philia, and it's where we get the word Philadelphia from.
Brotherly love.
So what kind of love is that?
It's brotherly love. That's what Philadelphia.
Just kind of love for people and love for mankind.
One another. Yeah.
And so again, we have that. We have the Storge kind of love.
Okay.
And
it's like family.
Storge is
not just husband and wife, but entire family.
Exactly.
The love that we have.
It's kind of
family.
the inherent love that you have for people that are connected to you by DNA.
Right.
And sometimes not even by DNA, but again, you're part of the same unit. And I think that can happen in a lot of different ways.
Church, right?
It can be family. That kind of Storge kind of love. There's the word agape, which is
that's God kind of love.
Usually the God love. I always say it this way: that's a love in spite of.
That's right. You just choose to love.
Yeah.
In spite of.
Yeah, because God loved us in spite of. The Bible says Romans 5. It says that that while we were sinners, that God still demonstrated His love for us.
He just decided to love us anyway.
Christ died for us. Yeah, so that's that kind of agape love. And then the last that was not used really. One time it's used maybe in Scripture. It's the word eros, and that Greek term.
That one sounds interesting.
It's a word that we get erotic from. It's kind of the root of that. But again, it is that romantic.
Like a romantic love.
Intimate, even sexual kind of love, knowing each other in that way.
That's the one that we're talking about.
That's the one that I think people, when they say they're not in love anymore, that's the one I think that usually they're saying is missing. It's that fire, that passion. Romantic,
the fire and the passion.
Yeah.
Like their fire's just kind of
they don't feel it anymore.
The feeling,
They don't feel it anymore. And again, I get it. We get that. I mean, it's something that everybody deals with or experiences. As you go into marriage, you think that, man, I'm crazy about this person. And, just a few weeks later, you're not so crazy about them anymore.
Hopefully it's longer than a few weeks, but.
It's not, though. I mean, I've seen it.
For some, you're right.
It doesn't take long that they got what they were after as far as they got their catch. And, when I say got what I'm talking about just a person usually. But the reality is it doesn't take long for you to kind of get familiar and used to one another.
I think that word's very appropriate there.
Familiar or used to?
Well, both. You just get familiar with one. Used to? Well, not really. That's a couple of words, but familiar is probably the best choice there. Just the familiarity that we have. There's just nothing. There's no value there anymore. We don't cherish. We're not excited about seeing one another because we just kind of take each other for granted. Just that familiarity. It's just Eric. It's not my husband, Eric, that I've fallen in love with.
Right.
It's just Eric's coming home in a few minutes.
Yeah, and again, I think when we treat it that way, that's where we kind of lose that sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Of being in love and maintaining that, the excitement, the zeal, the fire, whatever words you want to use. I think that every one of us, can go through that place where we don't feel so. I mean, honestly, there are times in our marriage now we have to say, I don't always feel like, boy, I'm just passionately in love. But I know one thing, doesn't take much for me to recognize, how much I am in love and how crazy I am still about my wife. And I'm sure she is of me. Look at this.
Absolutely.
But
never a doubt.
Yeah. But again, it just kind of the mundane in life just sets in. And before you know it, things are stale. They're kind of boring, and you've lost the gusto in life, and especially as you age, I think that could play a part of it. But I what I'm talking about is not just for people who have aged. I'm talking about people just getting started.
Young couples that have just gotten started. Yeah, I was thinking as you were talking, we always refer to the Song of Solomon. We point you there all the time. You're talking about passion and just that kind of love, the on fire love. But there was even a spot in that couple's relationship where they kind of hit this wall, where he's knocking on the door and she said, "Hey, I've already taken my bath, got my shoes off, laying down, dude. I ain't up for it tonight." And then when he turns and walks away, she realized, hey, man, I need to wake up here because my love is walking away and walking out.
I wonder how many couples maybe that's happened and they realize.
After the fact, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden they realized what they had. They realized, man, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Right. Well, thankfully for her, number one, she was wise in the fact that she realized it and got up and did something about it. Sometimes I think even if we realize in our pride, we're like, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm not going to. But she rose to the occasion. And then thankfully it wasn't too late. They were, reunited and it felt so good.
Yeah, it does.
So, I'm just saying, God, Lord, help us to realize maybe even when we hit those spots where familiarity is kind of seeping in and we're just kind of getting used to everything and kind of losing that in love, fire, eros feeling, Lord, wake us up to that and then help us to do like she did. Just do something about it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said she dropped her pride, or sometimes we stand in pride, and you said that from a wife or a woman's standpoint. Yeah. And sometimes we think men are the only ones that way, but no, that's not true.
Lord, no.
Women can get kind of at a place where they just kind of in their pride, their insolence, maybe they just step back and say, "I'm not doing this."
True. That's true for all of us, men, women alike. And I think at that you got to say, look, this relationship, what God's given us in this marriage is more important, is more valuable than my pride right now.
Right.
For the sake of our love, for the sake of our future, for the sake of the big picture we talked about last time, I'm going to do something about it. Yep. And that's kind of where we're leading with this. What are we going to do about it? Yeah. What can we do to keep Eros alive?
Yeah, to keep the romance and again the erotic, the passionate, the intimate part of the marriage relationship where it should be. I think one thing that is something we need to consider is the attraction. And when we talk about that, I know that everybody's so attuned to the physical in the sense of physical attractions, and that may be part of it, but that's not the only part that I think we have to consider. I think that you have to consider also the fact that there's some, we use the word chemistry sometimes.
Yeah.
That was developed. Chemistry. And again, when you've got that chemistry where you just kind of opposites kind of attract or whatever you want to say, you're just different in that you appreciate that difference and you're crazy about the fact that, hey, she may not be like me, but she's everything I desire.
Compliment.
Right. And so with that, I think that's important, that you do work at it.
Yeah, the things that do make you attractive.
Boy.
And I don't think we can go past, taking care of ourselves and doing the best we can and looking the best we can and brushing our teeth and combing our hair. Those seem like such simple things.
That would be a great idea, wouldn't it?
For a lot of people, yeah. But what about the attractiveness of our attitude?
Oh, yeah.
Or our words or our responses? If every time your spouse says something, it's just, you just cut them off.
Yeah, it reminds me of what, Paul or Peter says, 1 Peter, he says, not the outward adornment.
Yeah.
But it's the inward, chaste heart.
Yeah.
Again, it is a right attitude. You said that. But again, the attractiveness and a man who, may be tough, but also the fact that she's drawn to that tenderness.
That's right. It has a tender side.
So again, let's just say that you have to be mindful of the things that attract you, the attraction that is there, and you work at that. And again, you said it.
Have to work at it
don't hurt. It don't hurt to work at it, right? And
you should work at it.
I know, I'm a lot more man today than I was when you married me. But again, you still try to again, little things you can do, just hygiene. You still try to do things that are attractive, so that the chemical, the chemistry, the physical, all of that is.
And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I feel like sometimes couples are like, well, I shouldn't have to do all that. I mean, that's my husband or that's my wife. Why would I have to do all that? Well, why would you not want to do the best? If I'm going to try to fix myself up and look the best I can to go out to wherever I'm headed, man, is this man not worth more than that to me? That I try to do my best.
Yep. Right? This next one, we hit these real quick. How do you keep it? How do you keep the eros? How do you keep the romance? How do you keep that alive? I think you find out that this goes a long way, just in the sense of you maintaining some affection.
Absolutely.
I think that is something that definitely misses.
Yes.
Where the couples have been married, especially sometimes.
I think our excuse sometimes that we throw out there, though, is maybe I'm just not affectionate. I'm just not, touchy-feely. That's just not who I am. That's just, well, what is can I use love language, Gary Chapman? Thank you for discovering all that decades ago now. But what is the love language?
Yeah, what are the ways that you express, or what are the ways your spouse receives that expression of affection and love?
Right.
Again, the whole thing with affection is it just is actually a way that you're showing value, that you're putting on display the value that you have for the person that you're in love with. And again, for you to maintain that in love, I think that you have to continue to work at the affection piece.
The affection, and that can be our expression to one another, and an expression that is receiving, or an expression that even has the look of excitement, instead of just, looking at each other with disdain all the time, or words. That's affection.
Sure it is.
Yeah. Kind words. Like this one. Touches.
Non-sexual affection. That is something that should be a normal thing for a married couple, but again, it's easy just to leave out and feel like we grew up past that.
Yeah, and look, if there's no affection, if there are none of these things going on, how is there any eros or in love?
Yep.
That's what makes this relationship different from another relationship.
Yeah.
I don't have affection and show affection to everybody I'm in relationship with. I'm not supposed to, right? But this is a different relationship.
Show me some
the
affection.
Eros is part of this relationship, and not
affection.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Then the last thing again is the simple word attention. So again, we're saying that
we got attraction, affection, attention.
3 A's. Yeah. 3 A's. But what we'd say is this: yes, there's a place in your life that you recognize that, man, I gave it attention before. So if you're kind of out of love, or you fallen out of love, you're not in love, we'd say, really, what are you giving your attention to?
That's right.
And
what are you giving your time to, your focus
I think if you really looked at that, you'd probably find a lot of people who come with that or say that, you'd probably find out that you haven't been real attentive to the person that God has given you. And we'd just say that if you want to light the fires of your romance, like the fires of your love life again. You want to be in love, what'd you say?
Light it up.
Light it up. If you want to do that, then I would say just be attentive to it. We use that word a lot. I know. But
attentiveness, intentionality, we use those a lot. Yeah. But I think when you're talking about a relationship, if you are not attentive and you are not intentional, you're never going to have everything you could have. Right?
Yeah. And
they're that important.
I think that our attentions are drawn in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
We each are, I know I'm guilty. When I get home at night, may watch something on TV, or may just get on my iPad and, search things out and see things that, that I may have missed through the day, news that I may have missed or whatever. Try to pick up some notes. But, in that time, I have to be careful that all my attention's not given to that. And I think that every one of us.
Yeah, we're all that way. There's so many things now that vie for our attention, right. That maybe in days of old we didn't have.
Yep.
We didn't have all the toys and the gadgets and the things, which are important. We thank God for them. They make our life easier in a lot of ways. But I think especially in marriage relationship, they take a lot of our time and our attention.
I think they make it more complicated.
Absolutely make it more complicated.
I think that in reality, a lot of the things like our social medias or whatever, a lot of those things really just add a lot of our drama to life.
They do, and they just add a lot, period.
They do.
Our 4 children are grown, married now. We have grandchildren, but they're all young adults. And we have some little flip phones around our house still that we've just had through the decades. Now, I guess our grandchildren play with them. And I was kind of amused a couple of weeks ago. One of my daughters, grown woman now, she said, man, that was my flip phone when I was in school, and how I would love to just go back to that flip phone. And a couple of the others were like, that would be incredible if that's what we could go back to. And I'm thinking, wow, this is that's the generation speaking that thinks loves all this technology. But what they were saying was that was just such a more simple time.
It's just busy their world.
Yeah, it's busy all of our world.
And again, it's busy to all of us. And so again, we just say, yeah, those 3 things, we'd say that, man, you want to work on your love life. You want to stay in love.
Yeah.
Then make sure that you nurture your attractions, that you make sure that you are showing affection and the biggie is this: be attentive. Pay attention to your spouse and watch what happens when you begin to do that.
I love it.
Hey, we're out of time. It slips right by.
I know. Every single time.
We always
Thank you so much.
Encourage you, man. Stay in there. Stay in the fight. Stay in love.
Yeah.
Work at it and watch what God does in your life.
Your home matters, and that's why we come to you every week. We love you so much. Man, go get everything God's got for you and your family.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
Share the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.